Our flaws gave Russia the green light to invade Ukraine. Us, the United States of America. Our flaws did that. And I'll explain why. But first of all, for those y'all that might not be up on game with the backstory or why this just jumped off right now at the moment, you know what I'm saying? It's a short version of it. And I know you saw Lil Shawty went viral. I think little TikTok jump, explaining it. Shout out to Shawty, you know what I'm saying? Because hell, I made a career out of breaking shit down. You know what I'm saying? To my youngest, as one of my goats, Shamisha Martin, pointed out. Salute, love. And a lot of my youngins pointed out, you know what I'm saying? That's how I got down because that's how I grew to love history is by reading all this technical shit and putting it into words and the experiences that I was used to. And my youngin hit me up, asked me for a short version, and I gave him this. I basically said, Russia wants to control Ukraine. We told them they can't do that. Russia said, fuck what y'all talking about. And now we and our allies are trying to fuck up the money to try to make them act right, with the sanctions and everything. But a slightly longer version of that really goes back to the early 1900s when Russia became the Soviet Union and it became communist under Vladimir Lenin. You know what I'm saying? And then after he passed, they went to Joseph Stalin. We've had smoke with them ever since then. Don't let us being down with them in World War II throw you off, because only reason we fucked with them in World War II is because we had a common enemy in Adolf Hitler in Germany. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know how it is. What people say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. You know what I'm talking about? Or think about your life. Let's say you on let's play you play sports and you got a common goal, to win the championship. But you don't fuck with some of these folks on the team. You know what I'm saying? Well, once the season is over, shit, y'all go y'all separate ways, or hell, y'all might even got there throw hands or something, because all the tension finally comes out. It's like that. So after World War II was over, the beef was on. And that beef, which was called the Cold War, lasted from like 1945 all the way up to some motherfuckers say 89 with the fall of the Berlin Wall. Some others say 91. You know what I'm saying? But I always tell folks, I just rounded off 1990. 45 years of beef. The Cold War. You know what I'm saying? The Soviet Union fell off. And when they did, we remained the superpower of the world. You feel me? And that competition between us all those years was to see which country could dominate the globe, which country can spread their ideology, their way of thinking, their way of life around the globe. The United States, the capitalist democracy, or the Soviet Union, the communist dictatorship, which one can really spread their shit around the world. You know what I'm talking about? And we came out on top. But see, Russia's current dictator, Vladimir Putin, that motherfucker is a cold warrior. That motherfucker still feels some type of way about taking that L back then. And he wants Russia to return to his glory days. He wants Russia to return to when it had all them satellite states, basically puppet states, or basically like it had little countries around like the little homies and shit, and they were really controlling them motherfuckers. He wants to get back to that. Here's the thing. Why now, though? Why make the move now? I tell you why. Because of us. Because of us. Because see, when the motherfucker made this move, he knows Ukraine can't really stand up to him militarily like that. Russia has a very well trained and well equipped military. And they have the most nuclear weapons on earth. And the Ukrainians are putting forth a valiant effort. Shit, they president on some gangster shit out there, you know what I'm saying, holding it down, being a real one with his people. Hell, the mayor of their of one of their cities, one of their notable cities, like Kiev or something like that, uh, is a former heavyweight champion of the world. One of them Klitschko boys. You know what I'm saying? And he down to fight for real, for real. Not just no hands. You ready to throw some iron behind this shit. So there are people like they, standing up for them. But come on, the real question on everybody's mind around the world is, what the U.S. gonna do? How will we respond? That's what it is. Okay, can we remain as the superpower? So why not? Why do you think their dictator chose now as the moment to say, "Hey, United States, they ain't about that life anymore. I can go ahead and make this move. I can go ahead and take something. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna do shit to me." I'll tell you why. First of all, our gullibility. We got a lot of goddamn gullible citizens. And social media has exasperated that problem. Because of the internet, motherfuckers supposed to be smarter than ever. You got a fucking computer in your pocket. You have encyclopedias that you carry around with you. All you gotta do is type shit in. You got dictionaries right there with you. All the information right there at your fingertips. Shit, when I was a kid, my mama had all the encyclopedias and shit that she had bought, and you had to actually go open up something. If you wanted to learn something, you had to go to the library and check out a book. You know what I'm saying? Or go buy a book. You got it right here. But see, here's the problem. With so much information out there, it's hard to decipher for some between real shit and bullshit. And then we're not being taught how to properly decipher between real shit and bullshit. So that has led to so much shit being disseminated on this internet, particularly on social media, and people just be sharing that shit and retweeting that shit and sharing that shit, and now there's misinformation just going everywhere, lies going everywhere, and our foreign adversaries looking at that shit like, this the World Wide Web, so any motherfucker can put shit on there. Some of that bullshit that folks be clicking on is coming from our enemies, the ops overseas, and they are intentionally putting that shit out there because they know it's too many Americans who are gonna believe that shit and share that shit, and it's gonna make you feel some type of way. When they say that the Russians interfered in our 2016 election, the main thing that they're talking about is the misinformation they put on social media. All the bullshit that they put out there, bruh. But just because it's bullshit out there doesn't mean that you and I gotta believe it. But they see that as a flaw in us. And they took advantage of that. Again, that's why I call for a revolution in the educational system. We got to take some money out of the defense budget and put it in the education. We got to let private enterprise invest in education, because we got to get top tier people in here educating our citizens. And one of the main things they must be taught is how to decipher between real shit and bullshit. Our national security depends on it. Real shit. Another flaw that they saw the denigration of Barack Obama, the disrespect of our nation's first black president. They saw that shit. They saw how some motherfuckers were thinking that this man couldn't even be commander in chief legally because he wasn't born here. They saw the birth of shit. They saw it. They saw how you literally had some soldiers be like, man, I ain't following his commands because he ain't legitimately the commander in chief. They saw that shit. They saw flaws, bruh. They saw it. And they were just waiting on that moment to take advantage. They saw the election of Donald Trump, a motherfucker that had no business being president. No business whatsoever fucking ever. Being president of the richest country in the world, being commander in chief of the world's greatest military, this motherfucker, this dumb mother. Come on, bro. Even the people that fucked with him knew he was dumb as fuck. Remember his Secretary of State, Rex Tillerson. Motherfucker used to be one of the oil men, one of them gas companies. But Trump made him the Secretary of State. Talked about how dumb this son bitch was. Even some of the same folks that suck his dick now because they got to stay down in the Republican Party. They used to talk about how he's a damn idiot. Lindsey Graham, one of the main ones that suck his dick left and right now. But during the primary season back then, he called him a kook. Man had no business being president. And our enemies saw that shit. They took advantage of it. They played Trump like a motherfucking fiddle, bro. Our flaws. They saw our response to this damn pandemic. They saw how we can't even fucking agree on masks. We can't fucking agree on basic science. We can't agree. Shit becomes a political statement, bro. Like the vaccine, that's a little different. You know what I'm saying? My real ones, y'all know I'm fully vaccinated, I'm boosted. Everybody under my care is as well, okay? But for some who have skepticism towards the vaccines, I can understand given the bullshit in the healthcare system for black people in particular. Okay. But when it comes to the masks and shit, like you walk in Walmart and who got on a mask is like a statement of who a Democrat and Republican. Shit's crazy. Shit's fucking crazy, bro. Or all the going back to the gullible shit, all the idiotic theories that came out about it, that 5G towers caused COVID and all this shit. Like motherfuckers just posting whatever to go viral and folks believe in it. They saw our fucking flaws. I'm telling y'all, bro. They saw the murder of George Floyd. See, they've been monitoring our race relations forever, you know what I'm saying? Throughout the Cold War, they would throw race relations in the United States face, like like during the late 40s and through the 50s and 60s and 70s, all that kind of shit. United States would be trying to condemn Russia or condemn Red China for human rights violations. And these countries be like, what the fuck you talking about? You see what you do to your black people? How the fuck you gonna say something to us? Well, in 2020, they saw a man get lynched. That shit went viral. They saw worldwide protests. They saw us in the streets. And they said, look at them. They saw how that shit went from protest to backlash. They saw how that shit went from Black Lives Matter to All Lives Matter to Blue Lives Matter to anybody but black people. They saw how that shit is now morphed into anti-critical race theory and banned books and all this shit. They saw this shit, bro. They saw the flaws. Said we gonna capitalize on this shit. They saw the 2020 election, how nasty it got, how contentious it was. They saw it. They saw that as dumb as this motherfucker Trump is being impeached in every damn thing. After the grab him by the pussy comment, after scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal, while he was president. Remember, grab him by the pussy, that happened before his ass was even elected, still got elected. But they saw all the shit he did, all his shortcomings, and still tens of millions of people. If I'm not mistaken, upwards of 70 million motherfuckers voted for the dude. In the case of Joe Biden, they saw that really was nothing formidable about Joe Biden other than he wasn't Trump. They saw that. And they said, they're vulnerable. Then came January 6th. They saw American citizens storming their own damn capital. They saw American citizens threatening to kill their own vice president. And seemingly being egged on and encouraged, it ain't no seemingly, being encouraged by the then president. They saw American citizens try to prevent the peaceful transfer of power, to try to deny democracy and what's supposed to be the world's leading democracy. They saw this shit. They see the QAnon bullshit. Hell, they probably contributing to it. QAnon, some of the crazy shit. All these fucking theories about global elites engaging in pedophilia and kid trafficking and goddamn uh, JFK Jr. coming back and Trump gonna be reinstated as president, and then the world finna come to an end on this date, and all that. It's all kind of fucking crazy shit, bro. Again, going back to citizens being gullible. Our enemies see this shit. They see this shit. They say the motherfuckers flaw. That's what they saying about the United States. Y'all flaw. They see when Biden, who pledged to unite America, who said I can reach across the aisle and work with Republicans. They see the chant "Let's go Brandon" has become a thing. If you don't know, "Let's go Brandon" is code for fuck Joe Biden. Can be heard at football stadiums and during NASCAR events. They see we divided as fuck. They see it when the president of the United States can't even goddamn, let alone work with Republicans. Shit, he can't really run his own party. The moderates in his own party, like Joe Manchin, saying nope, saying nope to this, nope to that. Voting rights, nope. George Floyd bill, nope. Whatever you trying to do, nope. Can't get shit done with his own party. They see flaws. They see weakness. They watch us, bro. They watch us. Russia watches us. And they like what they see. They don't see the United States of America. They see disunity. They see tribalism. They see modernism versus traditionalism. They see progressivism versus conservatism. They see white nationalism versus multiculturalism. They see all this shit, bruh. And they said, now's the time to strike. Just think about it, bruh. God forbid we had to do something militarily. Would the military even be fully behind the president? You got a lot of folks thinking he ain't even legitimately supposed to be the fucking president. You still got people believing that shit. I just saw somebody the other day had they fucking truck spray painted with impeached Biden on it. That's what we're doing right now. That's what we're on right now as a country. The divided states of America. So let this be a lesson to all of us, individually first. That when you're not handling business yourself, when you are not living up to whatever standards you have set for yourself, your enemies can see cracks in your armor. Your enemies can see your flaws. Your enemies prey on your downfall and they wait for the moment to pounce. It could be a motherfucker that wants your spot at work. They want the job you got, waiting for you to fuck up. Somebody can want your woman. Somebody can want your man. Sitting there waiting on you to fuck up, looking for the flaw so they can capitalize on it, so they can take advantage of it. You play sports, you be somebody on the team waiting for you to fuck up. Go ahead and show the coach that hell your spot should go to somebody else. They waiting on it. So there's a personal life lesson to be learned from this. But collectively as a nation, we must learn that we gotta get past racism. We gotta get past that shit, or we will fucking cease to exist. Real shit. Empires fall, bro. Y'all might think I'm being hyperbolic, but empires fall. We don't get past that shit. It'll destroy us. We got to get past all this bickering over science. We can't agree on fucking facts. Can't agree on climate change. Can't agree on COVID. Can't agree on shit. We'll cease to exist. We got to get past any of these fucking bullshit divisions, bro. Are we gonna be all together, kumbaya? That ain't what the fuck I'm saying. Some shit we gonna disagree on. But a lot of this shit that I just spoke of on this fucking list, and we gonna disagree, let's disagree on facts. Let's do that. If we're gonna disagree, let's disagree on facts. Let's look at the facts and then form an opinion. Let's not look at bullshit that we saw put out by some motherfucker on the internet, and just because they got a check mark by their name, we think they're just telling us the truth. Or because some cable news network, we can't even tell the difference between opinion pieces on TV now. We just think because Fox News said it or MSNBC said it or CNN said it that these motherfuckers telling the truth. Bruh, you gotta know real shit from bullshit. You gotta know when somebody giving us their opinion versus somebody just reporting the news. We can get past that shit. And then if we disagree, we fucking disagree. You know what I'm saying? We can get past this shit. The shit that was going down with Obama, that was fucking racism. Point blank, period. To say that that man wasn't born here and all that kind of shit, to have him showing his fucking birth certificate, to be questioning his intellect and all that shit, that was fucking racism. If you engaged in that, you're a fucking racist. We must get past that shit. Electing Donald Trump, come on, man. The only thing he offered was racism. That was different from his Republican colleagues. Only thing he offered was racism. As I've said in another video, the motherfuckers, all those candidates on the Republican side of that primary back then in 2016 would have gave you them damn tax cuts. They would have given you pro-life judges. They would have given you deregulation. All of them would have gave you that, but Trump is the one that gave you unabashed racism. And if you can't fucking admit that, if you don't see that now, either you're complicit with racism or your ass a racist. When it comes to this pandemic, we come on, bro. A mask being a political statement. These are things we can fix. These are things that don't have to be. You feel me? It's like we these are self-inflicted wounds. Like these are turnovers. When we talking basketball or football, like you can't win like that when you're hurting yourself. We're doing this shit to ourselves. We let the moment that happened with George Floyd, no real change came from it. They see that shit. We got right back to the bullshit. All those performative gestures we had, we got right back on the bullshit. Need some bitch saw that shit, bro. It was there, but we had the moment, we let the motherfucking moment pass. Because good people got comfortable. All this shit can be fixed that we want to fix. Otherwise, our foreign enemies will become more emboldened. And this was with Russia this time. What about when China tried some shit? Over a billion people. World's second biggest economy. They got nukes too. Not as many as Russia. They got way more people than Russia. And they got more money. What about if one of these terrorist organizations, these foreign terrorist organizations, because we got terrorist organizations right here like the Ku Klux Klan and shit, but one of these foreign terrorist organizations becomes even more emboldened. What if, God forbid, they get hold to a nuclear weapon? You know they don't give a fuck about using it. It's on us to prevent all this shit. And I'm saying us. Some of us think this ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't going over there. We ain't going to war. We ain't doing this. Your tax dollars, my tax dollars, fund all this shit that the government does. Shit, our labor keeps this country rolling. Our consumer spending keeps these corporations racking in all these millions and billions. Our consumer spending keeps all these rich ass motherfuckers like Musk and Bezos and Gates and all these motherfuckers filthy rich. And then the taxes that they may pay is used to fund all this shit that be going on. So it's all connected, man. It's like we all in this motherfucker. So I gotta say we, gotta say us. Cause the shit go down, bullet ain't got no name on it, bomb ain't got no name on it. So we gotta fix it. And therefore we gotta be more involved and more aware of what the fuck is going on. Cause I've seen this shit play out. World War One started with a motherfucker from Austria-Hungary getting popped. Francis Ferdinand got popped by a Serbian national. And that led to a fucking world war. See, they ain't start off like Britain, France, Germany, and shit like that. China, Japan, you know, the names you hear. World War II. Yeah, you got Germany involved, but it ain't like he invaded the United States. It ain't like Hitler invaded Britain off top, you know what I'm talking about? He started taking a little of this, Sudetenland, taking a little of that. You know what I'm saying? He invade Poland. You know what I'm saying? And usually don't start with the big countries going heads up at first. You usually start with the smaller shit, and then you get all these alliances, and then a one-on-one turn into some gang shit. So we must pay attention, man. This shit can go left for real, for real. Telling you. Gotta pay attention, get involved, speak out. Demand that our government does something to truly unite the nation. And I think it starts with education. I really do. So as I've said before, we got to goddamn dip in that damn put the education budget within the national defense budget. Put it's a national security crisis to have dumb motherfuckers in your country. It really is. If you got to depend on the citizens to be intelligent workers, if your economy depends on that, okay, if your economy depends on innovation and new products and new things to keep this bitch rolling and keep the money rolling in, you need intelligent citizenry. If your national defense, if your military depends on technology, we got to have the top notch technology because we don't have the most people. China got the most people. You got India got more people than us. You know what I'm talking about? So if we don't have as many people, I mean we got to rely on the technology. Well, we need intelligent motherfuckers that are pushing the envelope in terms of tech. If we see that it is hurting our politics with motherfuckers being misled by bullshit online and on TV, hell, we need an educated citizenry that can make proper decisions. The shit should be under national defense. We got to get smarter and we got to unite. Otherwise, our flaws will lead to our demise. Otherwise, it won't just be the Russians running into Ukraine. It'll be the Russians, Chinese, the Iranians, the North Koreans. The motherfuckers might just all click up, try to run off in America. Might try to get some payback for all the grievances they've had for what the fuck shit we might have done to them throughout all these years. Smarten up. Real ones. Let's push the government to smarten up. That's ourselves, not get caught up in the bullshit that we see. Let's be better. Let's hope for better. Just pray for peace for ourselves and for our children. Love y'all. One.
My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit StatementTeesLLC.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
makes a statement.